Grown Folks Production.
In the mix.
With the commish, Nate.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Press Pass Live late on a Sunday night / Monday morning, depending on where you are. But my buddy over here, Mr. Maniac, he is a night owl of night owls. And tonight I needed to be a night owl as well. The voice is kind of here and there. It sounds much better, but it's super fatigued. So when I start trying to talk normal, it's going to see it. There it goes. So if I push really hard, it'll stay here with me. Maniac, how was your weekend, brother?
It's good. It's busy and, all that good jazz. But, man, had a playoff game and a lot of neat things going on in the OMFL. And, of course, it's always nice to get close to the off season. So
always nice. We're going to talk a little bit about that. What up, my guy, Daniel? Daniel, you keep doing your thing, brother. I always like popping in there and seeing the different stuff that you're out there.
I uploaded your stream and it looked like we were...
It came back reconnected. I have no clue what happened. See, that's what happens whenever you stream late at night and they're like, oh, we can update routers and internet stuff. And it just randomly cuts out. So hopefully that's the only time that happens. Excuse me, Maniac. Let's talk about the playoffs. We're going to start in the AFC. Mr. Nipples beats Roger 37-22 in a 2 versus 7 matchup. 3 versus 6 was the first big upset here in the AFC. Kansas City in overtime comes away with a 37-31 victory over what I thought and was my pick to win in the AFC all the way to OMFL Bowl, the Jaguars. In the second big upset here, Lost Sniper with a 27-21 victory over Trey and the Chargers. In the AFC sets up Raiders versus Chiefs in round 2, Nipples versus Lost Sniper in round 2. But let's talk about these round 1 games, big time upsets, Mr. Maniac. Which one do you want to unpack and talk about?
You could not go wrong with either of those two, the bottle scores there, Jags and Chiefs. And I want to give Lost Sniper some credit though here, because man, he is battled with that team, the Patriots. We've seen him go through rebuilding the last 2 cycles with this team, and he's finally got them clicking on all cylinders, and it's just nice to see what he's doing there and stuff. And we'll talk about this game because anytime you go up against Trey, Trey was he was in the OMFL Bowl. Was it last season or season before last? Yeah. So, Trey is no slouch to the playoffs. And when he gets in the playoffs, he usually makes a lot of noise. And just breaking down the score here, you notice right away, I look at the box score here. First half was really kind of an even matchup. At halftime, it looked like New England did have a 4-point advantage over the Chargers. But going into that second half, third quarter, Trey opened up with a 7-point score there and held the Patriots to no score in the third, and then the Patriots came back in the fourth and scored 10.
Just put it on lockdown.
Yeah, and absolutely just put it on lockdown on defense. And looking at the stats here, one thing Lost Sniper is not afraid to do, and that's put up a lot of offensive yards, and he can put up some points too when he wants to. But offensive point yards here, looking at the rushing yards, it's not very often you see somebody outrush Trey in a game, and 132 yards rushing is very impressive. And then top that off with 300 yards passing. That's super efficient, super balanced, and just absolutely hard to stop if you're on defense on the other side of the ball. 23 first downs for the Patriots in that game as well. That's a lot of chain moving and a lot of long drives. Turnovers, both teams did have some turnovers here. Trey did have 3 turnovers. And so it's +1 for the Patriots. So they're and probably a big reason why they get that 6 point victory there. Time of possession, we talked about all the first downs. Time of possession, uh, a little bit of a chunk here towards the Patriots with almost 21-minute time of possession to 15 for the Chargers. Looking right quick at some player stats, we're talking about the turnovers. Both quarterbacks had 2 interceptions thrown. Aguirre had 3 touchdowns for the Chargers. Not bad for the rookie. He's probably going to be somebody that we're going to have to watch for the next couple of seasons now. Drake May had 2 touchdowns. He also was sacked twice. But the big story here, I think, with the rushing yards for the Patriots here, 84 yards for Henderson and a touchdown. The rookie from Mississippi State, Peebles, getting 12 carries, also 48 yards. We've seen him have a pretty solid rookie season, and see if he can continue to contribute in the playoffs here. Receiving yards, Hernandez, the rookie, 6'4", 234.
Monster.
Guy. Yeah, he's monster. Wide receiver, 8 receptions, 131 yards, and a touchdown. And then Tajay Rickards, he's 7 receptions, 116 yards. So he was just absolutely pick your poison here. I'm going to spread the ball around. And then a lot of the guys underneath him, he was able to kind of spread the ball around. But those were his main targets there. LA Chargers did get Kellum, the wide receiver, for them as well. 5 receptions and a touchdown. A lot of rookies. It's kind of impressive to see a lot of rookies making impacts in the playoffs already for their team. So, and then on the defensive side of the ball, tackle leader Henry for the Chargers with 9 tackles. Tackles for a loss. Always love looking at that stat. Higgins had 2 for the Chargers. Actually, it shows that New England did not have a tackle for a loss in this game, which is kind of odd. But he was just doing enough on defense to keep and give his offense a chance here. Vance with the interception for the Patriots. Duggar with the interception. Bolden and Diablo with interceptions for the Chargers. But yeah, impressive to say the least here for the Patriots getting the victory over Trey.
Yeah, and I got to watch a little bit of the Kansas City Jaguars game. That was just a crazy back and forth. It looked like the Jags early were going to take that one over. Chiefs battle back, goes into overtime. Chiefs get the ball, drive down, and just a really, really good game. That's going to set up some really fun matchups, some new matchups. I think somebody pointed this out in our Discord. What up, basketball? You're up late, my friend. This means that we're going to have a brand new AFC championship owner that we have not seen in a very long time, which will be very, very good. Man, this voice, it is not wanting to hang in. It is very fatigued. I apologize. We're going to get it done. Going over to the NFC wildcard matchup. D-Money and Zoe battle it out. I got to spot watch this one here and there. And Zoe, man, hats off to you. What a great season. Anyway, D-Money comes out on top of that one, 31-28. Great game between two guys who've battled it out all season. And man, just a big hat tip to Zoe for just being one of the better teams here in the NFC, I should say, late in the season. Birdman falls to your Cardinals 24-14. Birdman is a tough opponent anytime you play him, especially when you get to the playoffs. But man, you battled, you stuck to the sort of game plan there at home, come away with a big time 10-point victory. And then in the biggest upset in the NFC, I would have never have guessed this one. Rod and the Commanders fall to Colin and the Bears. Not that I don't think Colin's great. It's just Rod has been so good this cycle. 30-27. The Bears come out on top. That's going to set up, sorry to tell you this, but Dean Wayne and the Dallas Cowboys, number 1 seed versus the Cardinals, and then the number 2 seed Rams versus the number 4 seed Chicago Bears and Mr. Colin. What game do you want to talk about here in the NFC?
Yeah, consolation prize for me there.
Well, somebody's gonna get it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, if your goal is to make it to a bowl game, you're gonna have to face these guys one time or another. So I might as well get going on it. So, but I want to look at the Bears and the Commanders. I think that was definitely any one of these games worthy of breaking down. But I think what Chicago did was super impressive because they had to come back from behind in that fourth quarter. And just kind of quickly looking at the box score, there we see what the score was at halftime, and then the Commanders held them to 0 points in the third quarter, and you're like, oh, this is the defending NFC champion also as well, coming in but for Colin to go in and score 17 points in the fourth quarter, get the victory there is super impressive. I tried to watch this game. I was kind of doing like you, it's like popping in and out, trying to get a view of this, and I hate to say I didn't really get to watch the fourth quarter because I kind of missed that part, and then. But we all know Colin is the wide receiver whisperer and 409 yards passing. That is his forte. He will air it out and get the yards through the air. He did have 19 first downs, 86 yards rushing. The Commanders had 121 yards rushing, and a pretty good offensive output in the passing yards as well. 19 first downs for Chicago, 15 for Washington. Turnovers. Both guys actually took care of the ball pretty well. Even Chicago had 2 turnovers in this game. Usually that's kind of the recipe for the other team to win. Time of possession, even with all that passing, though, Collins still was able to control the time of possession clock here as well. Another impressive stat with 19 minutes to 16, almost 17 minutes there for the Commanders. Daniels, 2 touchdowns, 320 yards, and interception, was sacked 3 times. I've talked about this before. I think we were talking about coming into the playoffs with Colin making the move to get Garrett.
Uh-oh. That Liz Maniac? Oh no. Oh no, Maniac got the boot. Well, what up, Bill in New York? Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully Mr. Maniac will join me right back and I'll be able to. Oh, there he is. We got him back.
Did it kind of
Yeah, it booted you. But you're back.
But I'm back. A-Chain, we're talking about the rushing. 10 carries for 59 yards. So again, he did just enough running the ball to keep the Commanders, from just keying in on his pass. Powers, the rookie, also from Oklahoma State for the Bears, 7 carries for 27 yards. Chandler, 3 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. I think he just picked that guy up off of the free agent waivers. He made a big impact for him in the rushing department. Looking at the receivers, Colston Loveland, the tight end, 7 receptions, 203 yards, and a touchdown. Allen, the wide receiver, 5 receptions, 101 yards. O'Dunez was 6 for 92. So he did spread the ball around quite a bit. Burden had 3, and then A-Chain also had 2 receptions. So he was absolutely chunking it around the yard. Looking at the defensive side, we had a lot of double-digit tackles here. Washington had 3 guys with double-digit tackles: 10 for Graham, 11 for Martin. Amos had 11 tackles for loss. Graham, Garrett, several other. Peterman, the rookie that we're talking about, maybe possibly being defensive rookie of the year. Thornton for the Bears also had 2 tackles for loss. So these guys, looking at that, both these guys were stout on the defensive line because they were making plays in the backfield for each other. Thornton for the Bears, 2 sacks. The rookie Pitterman had another sack and a half. Jones for the Bears, he had a sack also, and then a half sack for Cunningham for the Commanders. But a lot of activity going on that defensive line and around there with all those tackles for loss and sacks. And so those guys are very good on the defensive front. Interceptions, Miles Garrett had an
Yeah, I
interception
know.
this game. I was kind of looking at it. It's like, wow. Martin also had an interception for the Commanders, and also did Davis as well. So a very good back and forth game, but Colin put together the magic in the fourth quarter, was able to score 17 points in the fourth quarter, and what a victory for the Bears. We talked about who wanted to win the North. Well, Colin won the North, and guess what? He's moving on to the next round of the
Yes,
playoffs.
he is. You never know what's going to happen. Bill, it is a late one. It's just the way life tossed it at us tonight, but we're going to get through it. Okay, quick OMFL news segment, and then we're going to preview the games that we have left in the OMFL playoffs, and then we're going to go open up the mailbag. We're going and blowing here. I did not set up the news. That's okay. I'm going to set it up real quick right now. So give me just a second, and you're going to see the right news. We're going to get it. It's almost there.
I see the picture. Coach Joker.
There we go. Okay, Joker, take it away.
Old man knows ball, special teams warning. All right, I'm going to say it plain and simple. Stop kicking the ball to the game breakers. Doug Edwards of the Ravens has 28 kick returns, 5 of them to the house. 5. That ain't a fluke. That's a weapon. That's field position turning into 6 points before your defense even takes the field. And it ain't just him. The Browns, the Commanders, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, they all have 3 touchdowns each. That's momentum flipping. That is one snap, your defense is not even on the field. But we're not done. Punt returns. Tampa Bay's Tyreek Hill, 28 returns this season, 3 touchdowns. You give that man space, and all you see is the back of his jersey. And your special teams coach is updating his resume. People overlook it. They talk quarterbacks, pass rush, but hidden yardage, explosive returns. That's playoff football right there. Because if you're jogging down the field, watching your coverage unit get split, you're about to be picking the ball up out of the end zone. This has been Old Man Knows Ball, and until next time, if you have to, kick it out of bounds.
I completely agree. Kick that ball out of bounds. What are you doing? What up, Simple? All right, Maniac, let's get over here if I don't die. And let's talk about little previews here. So we'll quickly run through these. I've already ran through the matchups. You got 1 Raiders versus 6 Chiefs, 2 Ravens versus 4 Priest. Oh gosh, we'll get it all. Packers, Priest, too many P's. Patriots. I still can't. It's too late at night. I need a nap. Over in the NFC, you got number 1 Cowboys, number 6 Cardinals, number 2 Rams, number 4 Bears. Let's start with the AFC. This is going to be a really fun matchup. The problem that I worry about with the Raiders is he's been waiting around for a little bit. And the Chiefs, on the other hand, are playing with all house money. This is going to be a great game. I do think that the Raiders are going to win this one. They're going to move on for the AFC Championship. How do you see this one playing out?
When you're using all those P's, I thought you were start breaking out the beatbox.
It's too much, especially with this voice.
Man, this is going to be a fun round, I think. For I always like to see those third matchups from the season. We got 2 AFC West guys facing off again for the third time this season. Those games are always interesting because more often than not, I've seen guys come in that had 2 wins during the season and then end up losing in the postseason. It just, I don't know what it is, but there's like some kind of mental block. I've rarely seen a guy win three straight games on one particular team. And the one thing I will say, the Chiefs are coming in extremely hot. He is like probably in the last probably 6-7 weeks have been one of the best offensive rushing teams. It just seems like he's very hard to stop running the ball, and if you don't turn it over, that can be a definite recipe for success for you. But I will say the Raiders, he's got one of the top offenses in this league, and for a reason. He's got that man beast that he has at wide receiver, Thornton, and he just seems like he just throws it up, and he may get 200 yards receiving this game and 7 touchdowns. That's just the way that guy goes. You have to be on him at all times. But that's going to be a great matchup. And then Nips and Lost. I think this is going to be a really nice matchup as well. I definitely see Nips. He on defense. That's where his strength is. He runs the ball. He's got that. He's got his rookie or first year running back that's like the white version of Derrick Henry. He just absolutely just runs over everybody and runs away from everybody. So, but I think this is going to be a good matchup though. Lost Snipers just got to keep it real simple and keep it close. And I think if he keeps it close, then he'll have a chance to, possibly put it away in the end. But if he lets it get away from him, it's going to be hard to get the ball back, especially in the fourth quarter. If you're needing 2 scores, anything like that, trying to get the ball back and enough time to be able to score that many points, it's going to be tough. So he's got to keep it close early and give himself a chance to the fourth. But I definitely think, looking at this, I would call the Kansas City Chiefs to do an upset over the Raiders. I see him moving on, and I think Lost Sniper and the Patriots are going to fall just a little short, but it's going to be a great game. So I see KC and Baltimore moving on to the next round.
Yeah, I see the second game flip-flop. Simple, what flavored car nuts? And I agree, totally the vibe. I like the Patriots, and here's why. I think nipples and focus are not two things that go synonymously together, and he's going to have to wait another 2 more days because we're going to wait for Lost to get back. So they're going to play on the 18th, at least that's my hope, and I think Nipples is just going to completely lose any sort of drive, any sort of focus, and he's just willy-nilly, and I think Lost knows, man, he's playing with house money after getting that big win against Trey. So I like Raiders and Patriots to set up the AFC Championship game.
Maybe Lost needs to invite Nipple down for Mardi Gras and get him soused up a little bit before he plays.
You can hang it up because if he comes down for Mardi Gras, it's game over. He's not playing. He's out of office. That's what he is. He's triple O'd. Over here in the NFC, you got Cowboys, Cardinals, Rams, Bears. I'll give my 2 picks really quick. You are playing really good football. Now, watching your streams and watching you play, there's a little bit of a hair trigger, but if you can somehow avoid the hair trigger, here, I'm going to give you a little tip, a little hot take. Take this one to the bank and cash it in. Don't punt or kick to the Dallas Cowboys because they always freaking get returns. This is going to be a really fun game. I'm going to go just take the Cowboys, but I think it's going to be a coin flip. I think it's going to come down to the wire, and I'm just taking the home team whenever it comes down to the wire. Rams and Bears, my head says just go Rams and pick a Cowboys-Rams NFC Championship game, but the Bears with the shocker over here, I just never would have called that. That's a big-time victory. He's going to have to do it again on the road, and the Rams are coming off a really tough game against Zoe. Zoe kept him on the ropes, and that could have went either way. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. Give me the NFC Championship. Cowboys, Rams, 2 guys that have played each other a ton. We haven't seen it in a bit, but they're going to play each other once again. Hopefully all is well with D-Money's little girl who had to stay back in NICU for a bit. I hope she's well and maybe even at home here soon. That's going to be a fun matchup. How do you see the NFC playing out?
Well, nice little tidbit here on the Rams Bears. They already played once in week 10. Bears got the victory 34-31. So they have already played.
This game played?
No. They played week 10.
In the regular season. I'm sorry.
The regular
I was
season,
reading
okay.
chat and I got lost for a second. I was like, wait a second. Why didn't it register?
Yeah, so they've already played each other once this season in week 10. And it was a 34-31 game. Not to take too much time, but just kind of looking at some of the stats from this game. Offensive yards, I don't know. But man, this is super lopsided, and it don't look like maybe D-Money might have been in the best interest for offense at this game. But the Bears have 431 yards of offense to only 130 for the Rams. So that was very lopsided, and he kept it close. So again, that's just kind of a little tidbit there. But I think it's definitely going to be a good game. Colin, if he catches fire, man, and he has, I mean, in fact, the OMFL Bowl that he won 1 or 2 Maddens ago was in the same situation. He barely snuck out the NFC North and end up going all the way through the juggernaut that was the NFC playoffs. So, and end up winning the OMFL Bowl. So anything can happen. So definitely see that one being a close game. I'll go ahead and touch on the Cowboys in my game here.
Touch it.
Yeah, I'm going to touch the screen right now. And I need to get some holy water and pray over this game. And I need to anoint myself also so I don't lose my mind. But no, I definitely got to take the advice here and not kick to Turpin, man. I got to take the penalty every time, kick it short, squib kick it, whatever, and let him take it at the 40 and not give up that. I don't know. It's nobody's better returning kickoffs than Dwayne. And I think he has that home field advantage where you can't kick it out of the back of the end zone at Dallas. I think it always goes
You're
to like
right.
So that's going to be kind of a
womp womp
bugaboo there for the Cardinals and myself. So, but I think I don't know. I might be able to squib it and just take the same as kicking it out of bounds in the back of the end zone. Just squib it and it lands in front of the zone, and they'll give a penalty and put it at the 40, and all is maybe not lost. So we'll see. I'll have to keep that one close to the vest and see if I can actually do that. But definitely got to control the clock, not turn over the ball. And that sounds so simple, and it is, but it's so hard to complete that.
Yeah, I don't know how simple that might be.
It sounds so simple, but it's not. Versus Dwayne, it's like one of the hardest things to do is not turn the ball over and score more points than the Cowboys. I think I'll give it my best effort, but ultimately I think the Cowboys are going to come out of this one. And so I'm going to call the Cowboys moving on to the next one. And I'm going to do another shocker here. The Bears are going to move on. So it's going to have a little bit of a Cinderella run in here for the Bears.
Couple of shockers there. I'm going to keep mine really brief here. So I'm going to have AFC Championship, Raiders and Patriots. Give me the Patriots to win that one, represent the AFC in OMFL Bowl number 118. I got Dallas and the Rams. Give me Dallas to win that one to represent the NFC. That's going to give me Patriots and Cowboys. I say Mr. Dwayne, he's got a big heart. He's going to play close, going to give it tight, and he's going to want Loss to win one. Loss shocks the entire OMFL and wins OMFL Bowl number 118. Give me your breakdown.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. So Would love to see that happen. So I said that KC and Baltimore, I think Nips, uh, if he stays untipsy and and stays off the nipple, he'll advance to the OMFL Bowl and give me Dwayne to stop Collins' quest here to make it another Cinderella story, and it'll be Cowboys versus uh, the Ravens, and give Dwayne another OMFL Bowl trophy.
It wouldn't absolutely shock me, but it should be a really fun one. Okay, we're going to go to one more OMFL news, then we're going to break open the OMFL mailbag and have some fun rolling through it. We'll be right back.
Old Man Knows Ball, O-Line Edition. All right, gather round, because today we're going to talk about something folks don't put on their fantasy sheets, but wins real football games. The big men up front. You want to know how you judge an offensive line and know that they're doing their job? Look at the sacks. Look at the attempts. If your quarterback is throwing the rock 3, 4, almost 500 times and barely kissing the turf, that ain't luck. That's protection. Let's talk numbers. Mills of the New Orleans Saints, 250 passing attempts, only 6 times was he sacked. That means he's getting the ball out real quick, and the line is standing firm. Peters of the Raiders, 360 attempts, only 7 sacks. Man, that's discipline. That's awareness. That's grown man football. Josh Allen, 481 attempts. Man, did I really pass the ball that much? Only 10 sacks. You throw it that much and you stay upright, that's elite protection and elite pocket movement. And don't sleep on Edwards of the Rams, 358 attempts, 12 sacks. That's consistency over a full workload. See, everybody loves touchdowns, everybody loves 300-yard gains, but here's the truth. If your quarterback is flat on his back, you're punting, you're behind the chains, you're losing games. Clean pockets creates confidence. Confidence creates rhythm. Rhythm creates wins. That's football. This has been Old Man Knows Ball, and until next time, keep your quarterback upright.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. Joker.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you doing that for us. Okay, let's open up the MFL mailbag, which has a lot of chit chatter in here. So let's see if we can work through it. Little Koch says, how do you feel about how all Madden plays? I feel like we've answered this question in different ways. I like it. Maniac hates it, but I'm going to let him speak for himself. I think it's the smoothest version of this game that we can have. I think the playoffs are a great sort of identifier that parity is working, and anybody can beat anybody with the right setup. I think the game overall is gimmicky. I hate that we got to have abilities and coaching trees and all Madden. Like, all of it together feels super duper gimmicky. I'm going to try to remove some of those gimmicks with some of my rule suggestions that I'm tossing to the board this offseason. We'll see if they play along. I feel like, especially on All Madden, I don't know if we can turn off abilities. At least they sort of made them not 100% always on. I don't know. The game is what it is. It's super gimmicky. I wish we just had sort of a stripped down version that we could play. And maybe that's something we look at for our last season. I think we're going to get at least 2 more seasons in. Maybe we go back all pro and strip all the stuff away. But again, I just feel like all pro is super dumbed down. At least we don't have DBs running around with their heads cut off, not knowing what to do. But anyway, Maniac, give me your feelings on the opposite side of that coin.
Well, I mean, I definitely don't really particularly like All Madden, and because my thought process was, again, I was a game changer with the EA Sports program many moons ago. It seems like now, but they told me that All Madden was created for the pro circuit guys, so that they could actually put it on a high level, so they could actually practice towards that and actually get some kind of competitiveness from the CPU, instead of having to play someone every time. So, but I think, all in all, I think it has played better. My problem with the game is it's just so poorly done. I get so, and if you if you watch my streams and heard my streams, I'm blushing over here because I feel ashamed of myself sometimes the way I act. But uh, just trying to pick a player and pick a play, and I pick a play, and it's like not even the play I pick. Oh, I get so mad. I get so frustrated. And then by the time I've already lost it, and then some kind of squirrely thing happens in the game, I'm like, this game just stinking sucks, and it's like, how can they even put this game out, and I don't know. It's just I know Madden has had problems from as long as we've ever played the game. There's always been some kind of problem. It just seems like they've compound the problem more, and it's like the things that they say they fix, they don't really fix, and it just then there's something else that comes up, and then there's always some kind of, like you said, gimmicks and glitchy stuff in the game. It just seems like it's never ending, and it's always like you come away from when you play a game, it's like I didn't play. And I've even said this when I've won a game. I don't feel like I played a fair game. It just seems
Yeah.
like it's just been you know, an outcome kind of already predestined, type of thing or whatever. And I don't think it's really that, but it just has that feel to it. And it don't feel, even with the win, you don't feel satisfied.
Yeah.
it's just like, ugh, it's just gross, and then when you lose and it just compounds, makes it worse. I mean, I, if it wasn't for the OMFL, I would have done give up. I'm telling you right now, I would have done give up Madden and just said forget it. And but just being here with the guys, being here with you, Press Pass Live, talking about this dumb, stupid game, but with a great group of guys that we play, together, and that's what matters. So
I don't disagree with what you said about all Madden. I think my perspective is, yeah, none of us are pros, but all of us, like a lot of us, have been playing this game for 20, 30 years. And because we play the way we play, we need the CPU to play good because we don't
Right.
switch and do all those things. So I think we both see it very similar, just from different perspectives. And I agree with you too. Sim mode is also feels very scripted and random. And I know that that's on purpose. There's paperwork out there that shows that the game can be very scripted. And like my Jags game, I remember playing him a couple weeks ago. It just felt like, bro, I'm playing the guy and the script, and that is not fun. But we're just not going to get a stripped down version of this game. It just kind of is what it is, and you make the best of it. I'm going to
Yeah.
Simple's question in the chat before we go back to the other questions. He says, in Simple, I got to admit, I don't know what the question is, but I'm going to read it verbatim. I have a question to someone who barely missed the playoffs. Anyways, you think I'd be able to utilize that 5'8" receiver with Gaffney and a new draft pick receiver to have better targets to throw to? Question. But that's a statement. I don't know what the question is. If the question is how to throw the ball better, I don't know. I'm literally 32nd or 31st in the league in passing. So you got to go ask somebody who's good at passing. Usually it's a combination of how you attack defenses, your playbook, and kind of how you're setting up your pass. But if you want to tell me a better question, I might can better answer it. I'm sorry. It's too late. My brain's not working. Lil Koch says, are we staying on all Madden next season, and are we tweaking anything on the settings? That question, Little Koch, feels like you're setting me up because you have an answer. I don't know anything to change. It feels as balanced as I could get it. I have no plans on going back to All Pro. There's been no update that makes All Pro feel better. It still feels like the dumbed down version of this game, and I have no interest in playing that. This game is hard enough to not quit on. I can't play the dumbest version of it. I just can't. I personally cannot. We got to have players make plays, and All Madden seems to be the only version to do that. Any input or thoughts there?
Yeah, I just stay away from that because I mean it's like it can turn into a debate, and it really, I mean, like it's just all pro, all Madden. There's a little bit of pro here and a little bit con here on both sides, and I just think you'll get lost in the sauce. And I just think just try to stay with what we got
Yeah.
and try to adjust. I think that's probably best case. I know, like with the sliders and stuff. I mean, I think there's ways to make it play better, but it's just so stupid to have to go through all that
Yeah.
just to try to get it. I mean, it's such a waste of time, and and then you're not guaranteed. I mean, like I was talking to somebody the other day. Uh, I think it was one of my old game changer buddies, and we're talking about how bad college football is. Um, and he was like one of the ones that was like, oh, I'm trying to give him a little space to get it better, and he's like, no, I agree with you now. He said the game is like one of the worst things they've put together, and but we were talking about, and he was talking about one of the old Madden devs that was on some kind of show the other day, and he was talking about that he went through a lot of like the sliders trying to figure out what they were when he was working for it. And so they don't even know what changes what.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was having to just dig and dig and dig to figure out what was actually working in the game to change certain aspects of the game while he worked for EA. And so he was like, it just goes to show, they don't know what changes what. So how can they improve the game, really, to be honest? It's just, to me, that was just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So
I think the game is like a car. It's been through 50 owners and everybody's tweaked it a little here and a little there. And it's just, you'd have to hit full reset. NFL's never going to do it. EA's never going to do it.
no.
It's never going to happen. The game is also not made for us. We have to accept that. The game is not made for us. We are the minority stakeholder in this. They don't care about our opinions. Maybe some devs do, and maybe guys like Rod does, but like the people calling the shots, this game is aimed for that 8 to 15-year-old, right? To play for 6 months and to move on to the next game so they keep selling games. It's not made for us. That's why we have all the RPG elements and the coaching trees and the abilities and the this and the that. It's just never going to be what we want it to be. We have to make the best out of it. And when you accept it and you know that you are not the primary person they're making the game for, you're not even the secondary or probably the third person. You are not even in their thoughts. Then you just sort of know, okay, if you want to enjoy playing football competitively, this is what we have, and this is what we have to make the best out of. And waiting a cycle and being a cycle behind to not buy the game because of updates, I'm sorry, Bird, that ain't going to fix it. The game is what the game is. It's very RPG element. It just is what it is. I think the purest version for the way we play, for us to play this game, would be comp mode, all pro, with slightly adjusted sliders and no abilities. That would be the purest version of this game that you could get to. And I just don't think 75% of you would enjoy it. I just don't. We'd have no injuries. We'd have no penalties. You'd have to trade away because we've tried it here. We've tried comp mode.
Yeah.
We've tried no ability. We've tried every version of this game that you can try. This is the best middle ground that we can find. Simple comes back. He says, sorry for asking the wrong question. If I used a draft pick to draft a better receiver too, do you think him and the 5'8" star receiver now can work well together with my QB? Yeah, I think size of your receivers only matters where you place him. Simple. I've seen 5'8" guys be fine. You put him as the slot guy. You sprinkle him in on 2 wide receivers, but you really play a lot of 3 wides. You move him around the field. He'll be fine, especially if he's fast. I don't personally know that guy. I know his name, but I don't know him specifically.
I think it was one of the guys that Kobe brought over. You know which one I'm talking. I know you know which one I'm talking about, but don't know his name. So,
if Kobe brought him over too, he's a really good receiver. So I think he'd be fine. Go find another weapon. I think for you, simple is like you just got to go get the answer at quarterback and build that guy up. And that may just take some time. I can't remember because I just played you a couple weeks ago, but a lot has happened since then. Joker says, what are your hopes and dreams that EA adds or takes away from the next Madden? Stop adding. I think we've established, stop adding. I'm sick of you adding. Don't add another thing. Take a lot away. I was watching some old videos of head coach 09, and I know the guy that I think was like head developer or whatever is now on Madden side. And so That's why we're sort of seeing the coaching tree element of that. I just wish they would simplify, like simplify, and go back to some of those old roots of like get us there with the simplest way, but give us depth. And like watching that head coach stuff and like watching the scouting and the draft and the free agency, like all of that it was so good. Like if we could just get that with the updated movement, you already gave me the ability to do away with abilities, do away with the randomness of sim mode. Like give me comp mode, but with penalties and injuries, and I'm happy. Like I'd play comp mode with injuries and abilities, the depthness of the non-playing portion of head coach '09 with the new movement and all that of the current game, turn off abilities. I think I'd be super duper happy. I'd play with that. What about you? I give up any hopes and dreams that I ever have for EA.
I'm kind of getting there in my point as well, but I would love for them to like they put all the effort into like the halftime show, and I've noticed that they've like dumbed that down really good now, which I think is fine the way they have it now. I think that's perfect for because most guys when you're playing, you don't want to sit there and watch no 3-minute halftime show talking about, especially when you're playing somebody else versus. But when you have a lot of time open and you're in between games and stuff, roll that stuff over into the actual home screen of the franchise. Allows you to interact with stuff throughout the week. You can go watch the highlight show.
Mm-hmm.
That they can pull clips from each game or whatever, and even if it's like only 10 clips from the entire league, but you can go in and watch that with like a Chris Berman type of uh 2 minutes in the NFL or whatever type of thing. And I think if they focus on doing stuff that way, and then also like the draft stuff that they've it's so monotonous. Like it's like I just click a button, scout quarterbacks or whatever, and then you scroll through, find the fastest ones, you
Yeah, yeah.
find the one that's the strongest one. It's just all
Yep.
like keep that stuff hidden, make it to where you have to go into it and actually like even if it's a cut scene or whatever from like there's only 10 of them to watch, but you got to watch it and look like, oh, this guy, he's got a strong arm. You're watching him zip the ball in a practice, whatever, so you're like, oh, I got to keep my eye on this guy because he looks pretty good, or he's really fast, or but you got to like kind of scout them yourself. You're not just clicking a button and let them
Yeah.
like you got in a league like ours, you got 72 hours, after you most. I mean, if you're Bill, you got a full 72 hours that he's playing as soon as the we advance. So you got a lot of that free time that you can kind of get in and dig into things. And I think that would immerse guys more into the league and also to the Madden game. And I think that would benefit everybody. And that's just kind of my
Yeah.
uh, boiled down version of that because I think there's a lot more that could be added to it. And but I think that would the immersion part of in between your games and stuff. I think the more you're clicking in the game to play the game that way, I think it helps in the long run for the league and for the game itself.
Downloadable rosters. I'll always keep saying that. The ability to download a CFM's roster and then play, online with it. Like you could download your team, I could download my team, we could go play a scrim. I think that would be game changer because we used to be able to do that
Absolutely.
back in the PC days. Cincy Berg says, what's your favorite OMFL side game? Fantasy, Pick'em, Gold Sheet, Playoff Madness. I suck at all of them. I would probably say Gold Sheet, I think, is my favorite. What about you?
I like them all, and I will throw out some props here for Loss with all his uh, technical wizardry that he has done to create these media outlets for each one of the games that we're playing now and stuff. It's so awesome. It's so easy to do. Just click on it, and he's done such an awesome job what
Yeah, it's
making those
amazing.
extremely easy to do. Um, my favorite is I like keeping up with the fantasy football. Maybe I'm the only one that does it. I go in it weekly and I'm looking like, okay, who's my guy that's making the most points for me? Like, oh, look, I drafted Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons, and now all of a sudden he's like not throwing him the ball for the last 4 weeks. Oh yeah, he's tanking. So there goes my chance to win fantasy football. But I do like Go Sheet too. I'm not much of a betting guy, so it took me a while to ask Lost Sniper. He's from Las Vegas, so he understands the betting stuff. So I was like, how's this really work? So once he finally got my old hick brain focused in on how to make bets and stuff, so it's actually kind of enjoyable. I think one thing it does is it kind of gives you a stake in a team that's not your own, and you have interest. Like, okay, I need these guys to conveniently score 55 points
Yeah.
together. So you kind of get a little bit more of a invested interest in not just your team.
Yep, I completely agree. And there's so many fun things that everybody can do and be a part of. I think there are a lot of options, and yet D Money won all three of them, which is sort of stupid. I hate you for that. What in the blue moon is Kevin doing awake at midnight? Kevin,
What?
you should have been asleep 9 hours ago.
And he can't play shooters, and he can
He
be
does
up.
not. He refuses to play with us. Doesn't even really talk to us anymore. Poor Kev. I still love him. We also offered looking for some segment ideas. Tim said, Nate, fix my team. I asked him, you want a 5-win season team fixing your team? You should fix my team. Trey said, not that I expect it to happen. Trey, you are absolutely right. As I finish this question, I will tell you it will not happen. And the reason it won't happen is because I called the OMFL Custom Bowl, OMFL Coach Bowl, and that was crazy. 299 overall teams. Everybody was 99 overall. Randy Moss is out there. Lott, Gonzalez. It's like, if you need to scratch that itch, there are leagues to go scratch that itch. I don't do that. But he says, not that I think it would ever happen, would ever consideration to have a Legends draft where the community member made or find one that's not overpowered. That's never going to happen. On overalls of legends who are long gone from the game that are draft picks. Basically saying, would I allow him to bring back draft picks and allow people to put, and the answer is no. It's crazy. That never is going to happen. Sorry. I just don't like the idea. Denbrew gave me some segment ideas. Guess the foot. Nay. Hot take hotline. I think that would be awesome. And I've tried it and no one ever does anything. So I love the idea, but people would actually have to do it consistently. Rulebook review.
I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't
go
mean to
ahead.
cut you off.
No, you're good.
On the hot take thing, would it be kind of like easier to do and maybe to have like a pre-recorded thing, almost like the news where you give the guy, okay, we're gonna.
That's what would have
And
to happen. And we try to use like a site. It's like if you got it, post it here. No one ever used to do it, but we can try it again and see if people do it. Even with the mailbag, the issue is consistency. It's just like, will
right.
people consistently do it? Because you'll go a month with nothing. And so it just makes it tough.
That's
A rulebook review. I tried to do that from time to time. I can definitely give it some more effort and do that more often. XP giveaways. Nope. We got plenty of opportunities to give away XP around here, and that's not a thing. Guess the owner. That would be kind of fun. I think that's an OMFL news segment, though. I think guys should try to do that for the OMFL news. Bill pitched in some ideas. Commissioner's Corner, bad advice hotline. Let the league coaches call in Madden dilemmas. Offer comical solutions. That'd be kind of funny. But again, guys have to stay committed to it. Ridiculous play of the week. I think that would be awesome. I just don't personally have time to go dig through all the highlights. I loved when Priest used to do it, but again, it's always consistency. And that is That's the only thing I'm good at. I can consistently show up. That's about it. Worst trade of the week, self-explanatory. Bill, as you know, because if I called you out, you would probably be one of them. People just get their panties in a tight wad real quick around here. So you gotta tread real light on the criticism in this league because guys get real up in their feelings about it. Any thoughts there before we roll on to some more here?
Yeah, that's a hard pass on the guess the foot of the owner. That was, I still have nightmares from Priest foot pics in the chat.
I think that's it. That was all of them. What did do, T Mac? The OMFL mailbag had a lot of back and forth. I appreciate all of you for doing that. Tomorrow, I've got sort of a full morning, but that afternoon, I'm going to start the off-season stuff. So we'll get rules posted. We'll start incentives. We'll start doing kind of the whole 9 yards since I got a couple of days off here. I'm also 2 freaking seasons behind on records, and poor Maniac always gets me these really awesome screenshots, and I gotta catch up and do all of the other stuff really quick. Okay, one more little commercial segment, and when we come back, I got a question for Mr. Maniac. I want him to talk about what is his favorite part of the off season. We'll be right back.
Howdy there, y'all. Have you ever had trouble staying fresh in your Madden game? Has your FPR really stunk it up? Do you reek from sweaty gameplay? If you answered yes to any of these, we can help. We are proud to tell you about a great new product. We call it Dream Bean. Yes, that's right. Dream Bean works hard to get rid of stale Madden gameplay, penetrates deep into the pores to reach those stubborn, hard-to-reach FPR issues. Turn that Madden reek into Madden chic with Dream Bean. State-of-the-art design that gets the job done. We use all natural ingredients to create the best smelling, cleaning FPR product on the market today. So don't delay. Call now and get yourself Dream Bean clean. Operators are standing by. Call 188-FPR-CLEAN. Call now.
Thank you, Mr. Maniac, for Mr. Dream Bean. Let's talk about our favorite part of the offseason and why is it always the draft? It just is for me, and I'm sure it will be the same for you. I love doing the draft show. That used to be a whole lot funner back in the day. So openly, one of the perks I would give board members is we would share our scouting so that I would have something to talk about for 7 full rounds. And we don't do that and haven't in a couple of cycles. And so I don't have things to talk about. Like I could just kind of make up storylines and I could talk about their size and their weight. Like it would give us a more of a drafty feel. Lately, the last couple cycles, it's more of a like interview feel, which is fine. We kind of fill in the gap, but I still love doing, I don't know why I'm moving my arms all around here tonight. I'm trying to keep myself awake, I guess. I still enjoy having all the guys on. I love calling the draft show. It's always just a really fun night, and it's a fresh new beginning. Everybody's super excited about their team and their rookies until week 2, and then half of us are ready to quit. So what about you? What's your favorite part of the offseason?
Yeah, I will say I do enjoy free agency some also, especially if you got money to spend. That can be a fun time for you. If you don't have money, that can be a very, very disappointing part of the off season for you. So, especially when you have to sit there and watch Priest go get 6 running backs, or but I it always goes back to the draft. It's a fun night. Again, it's like there's this spell that you get cast upon you. Like, I may have a chance to beat D Money this time, and but if I can just get this one guy in the draft, and 9 out of 10 times D Money drafts him like right before you draft, so so you still miss out, and then you start, man, I gotta face this guy now 2 times a season. So but it's always fun though, because again, like I said, you kind of get to reset, and I'm kind of one of those nerds that I like looking deep into the players, which it's not as deep as it could be. And again, like I've said before, I wish they made it more deep where you had to like watch the guys and kind of do your own scouting rather than just click a button and like, oh yeah, they're 90% scouted and yeah, he's got A this, A that, and yeah, he's probably pretty good. And it's just kind of boring. But I try to make it as much uh digging like an actual, I guess, scout would, or I just like trying to find the hidden guys that maybe I can pick them up in the third or fourth round. And that's kind of what I did the last draft. I actually got a linebacker in like the fourth round that didn't look too hot, but he's an 81 overall now, and he's actually progressing pretty nicely. So again, it's kind of like one of those nice little nuggets that I got later on that now is kind of helping my team in the playoffs. And so that's just one of the cool things about the draft, because I mean, sometimes, not a lot of times, but you will have guys kind of slip through the cracks. Most of these guys don't let nobody slip past the third round, but every once in a while you will find that little gem that will help you, progress pretty nicely, and you kind of feel good about it. And it just kind of gives you a little extra incentive to dig into the draft and try to find one of those guys.
Yeah, I love the draft. It's always ton of fun. I wish not as many guys were as good at it as they are, but there's so many guys that are so really, really good at the draft here. It kind of is what it is. All right, Maniac, close me out with one final thought.
One final thought. I'm going to try to beat Dwayne. It's like climbing Mount Everest. But I've really enjoyed, for the most part, this season. I think my team has had some success, and so yeah, that goes on the shirt tail of also disliking the game at times. But like I said, the main thing is the guys that are here just enjoy it. And just like the Press Pass Live mailbag situation, you see how it went crazy off the rocker with all the foot stuff. That's just kind of one of those things that's kind of the fun thing with the relationships that you build through. Yeah, it's online. We've never, none of us have never probably met each other face to face. There's a few guys, but again, it's just one of those things that kind of, if you're having a rough day, look at that and you'll chuckle. I mean, you can't look at that and not kind of laugh at all the nonsense going on. So, but yeah, we do the best we can with this game, and we enjoy it the best we can. And things like this, Press Live, make it so much easier. So
I may I may test my theory once we get through the last season and just set up like a all-pro, no abilities comp mode league and just kind of see how it plays, and then try it on all Madden or whatever and see how that goes. All right. This voice has had it. I've had it. I'm tired. We got to go. Maniac, it's been a ton of fun. Thank you for doing this with me. We got a little bit of a weird week here because we're going to wait for loss. It's probably an extra day or two, but it is worth the wait. But I'll get the off season going. We'll get that stuff started. Should be a ton of fun. Maniac, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with us here late on a Sunday morning or Sunday night / Monday morning. I'm going to go enjoy 2 days off from Mardi Gras. Even though we're not doing anything, I'm going to go enjoy a little relaxing. Until next time, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. We'll see you on the next one.
Deuces.
Smash that like and subscribe.